Well, I'm sitting here outside in the beautiful village of Leonard with a good friend and the chairman of the town council, president of the council.
President of the council.
Bill Moore.
That's the official term.
Bill, thank you for taking a few minutes.
You're welcome, Chuck. Anytime I can deal with you two guys, it's always a pleasure. So I'm happy to be around you guys.
We'll ask you a few questions and then you can get back to being air conditioned.
Oh, okay. I try to stay out of that. You know, like I told you, when I grew up, nobody had air conditioning.
Okay, same here.
Except it was in the malls. They were the first ones to get them, or maybe a doctor's office or something might have them. They had the money to do that. Nobody else did.
Right.
You know, and I remember that. It just, my parents said, I don't think they wanted to put it in the house. They said, you know, it's not healthy.
Yep, too much money.
I was always told, you got to sweat. That's nature's way.
It's worked for several thousand years. Well, let's figure out what's going on in Leonard. I know that upcoming pretty soon there's an amazing strawberry festival. Can you talk to us a little bit about this festival and the fact that there doesn't look like there's going to be any next year's festival? And tell us a little bit about it, what you know about the organization and the process.
Well, the festival came about and when we had an all-volunteer fire department.
Yes, sir.
You know, we had some of the teachers were on the fire department. Almost everybody that did anything for the village was on the fire department. We needed them.
Right.
You know, but we didn't have any equipment. So to supply the equipment that they needed, we would have this summer festival. That's 75 years ago. That's how it got started, as a way to raise money for the fire department, so that we could buy equipment for them that they needed, personal equipment, and you know, more better equipment down the road for the fire department.
Makes a lot of sense.
You know, it worked. It's worked for a long time. So they're big supporters of the fire department still today. Although we don't have a volunteer fire department anymore, but they're still cognizant of what's gone into the fire department for this town, and they're very happy to chip in and help. So this is still revolves around fire department.
Good. So
any money that's made this year goes all to the fire department.
Excellent.
After we pay our bills, the problem with this being the last one is the problem we're having in a lot of communities is you need a lot of volunteer involvement. It's not any different from a church or an association or a lodge or something. It's there the same kind of problem.
Somebody has to raise their hand.
You hope when somebody says, I've had enough, I can't do this anymore, somebody comes along and says, I'll chip in, I'll help, I'll do something what I can. And hopefully you've got a person that will do the work. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of work behind the scenes to put on something like this. Well, and we as a council and elected officials in town, we can't do it. Just by the way government works. We need to have a committee to run the show that we support, that works through us to get things done. And it's for the right insurance purposes, they have to have that. Good. So we were looking at we're still going to look at ways to try to keep it going, but it's a year-round commitment for this type of big festival. It's a big festival for this community. Oh, sure. Always has been. You know, this one will be the big blowout year, 75th anniversary. I'm glad we made it to that. I'm not happy that I'm the leader of this community that's may not have it in the future. Nobody wants to be that person, but it's a fact of just the way things in society are going.
People have to be willing. Every year we come out and we have the privilege of interviewing lots of people, lots of kids enjoying themselves. Almost every year we've been here, it's ridiculously hot. So we're melting, and the ice cream and such things like that is a real blessing. But
some of the ice cream doesn't make it because it gets a little too hot.
Yes, that's exactly right. But it's good fun. Putting aside the festival, what else is going on in the township or in the community? I'm sure lots keep you busy. What sort of things does the community need to know about from your seat as the head of the commission?
Oh, well, it's hard to put a finger on. There's so many things going on. This community isn't any different than any other community larger than us. You could go to Detroit and find the same kind of problems we're having out here.
Right.
Our culture is different. It's still a farming community. It's still rural. Yeah. In that we might have mischief. We don't really get into difficult situations.
Sure.
You know, police situations, crime, and we don't have that. But we have kids, so kids that don't have, and out here they don't have a lot to do. Yep. You know, there just isn't a lot of parks or anything in this neighborhood. Everything's still pretty much farm around here.
And maybe they're not working on the farms like 2 generations ago.
Yeah, my kids grew up. They started out working on the farms. They got hired by farmers. They would come to the door and say, "Can your kid work? You know, this year, what's going to work? Hey, do hay for me? Is he going to put up hay? Can he come out and work the farm with me?" I was all for it. I thought, because that's good hard work, and it's good work for a kid to learn something, some skills.
Yep.
Skills that'll follow you for the rest of your life. You don't really know it when you're a kid learning these kind of things. It's like mom telling you got to wash dishes. Well, nobody wanted to wash dishes as a kid, but it was learning what you're going to have to do to take care of yourself the rest of your life.
Life's longer than they know.
Yeah.
So tell me about the village here. What sort of projects are you having to keep up with? I know last time we were talking about roads and ditches and
road
sewers and stuff like that.
is a major concern, as we have to repave Forest Street.
Okay.
You know, that's an ongoing thing. It takes a long time to get to the point.
Okay.
And it won't be paved until 27 and 28, but you have to do the groundwork now to get there. Because if we can't get there now, there's no sense in going any further. We just can't get there. But unfortunately, we don't have much of a choice here. So we have these catch-22s where you just have to do something. You have to find the money.
Now, why is it that Forest Street needs to have that kind of attention?
We have a lot of water.
Okay.
There's a lot of water that revolves through this community. A lot of this is headwaters for Clinton River system.
Okay.
So it goes down, it drains down into Lakeville Lake and gets into Stony Creek and all that, and goes through all those lakes into the Clinton River system and out to Lake St. Clair.
Yep.
So we're way up here, part of actually the headwaters of that, part of that. So,
you're up at the top of things, aren't you?
excuse me.
Yep. Go ahead.
That's better.
So the water that's up here has to go someplace, and sometimes it gets in a hole.
Yeah, it has to go downhill, and I'm learning a lot about ditches I didn't know for the 2 years I've been working on one of our major ditch lines on the east that drains the east side of town. It needs a big rework that we've been working on with Oakland County now for the better part of a year, getting that going. That's one thing I've learned about this is to take my time and go through everything, because I seem to work a lot faster than government does, and it frustrates me.
Is there
when that
anything
happens.
about that surprises you?
Some of it, yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
do.
Good. Well, may you never lose that surprise.
Well,
All right.
I mean, you have to get things done for the village. I have to find ways to get it done locally as best I can.
What's the population
I would like for
of
the village to have a better DPW.
Yep.
We need almost a full-time DPW, and we don't have that. I rely on two great part-timers,
Got it.
but we really need somebody that's there all the time.
Yep.
You know,
That's a budget issue, I imagine.
yeah, it's hard for me
gotta have the money.
it's hard for me to do all the budgeting and everything for that, and buying the things we need, and keep it going, as well as everything else I've got to do.
Right. And you're not anticipating striking oil or anything in the street?
Oh gosh, no.
All right.
Might
Just
strike
checking.
water. We'll strike water
You got
before
water.
anything else.
Right, exactly right. What's the population of the village?
You know, when I moved here back in 1984, it was 478 people.
Okay.
And now I think our last census we were 377 people. So
Okay.
we've lost people, but I say that's the kids growing up, moving on, and maybe some of the parents have passed down. But Grandma and Grandpa still lives out here, and the kids come back to visit. You know, but we have some homes that could be renovated and fixed up and used for housing for people if they wanted. There is room to move out here. There are homes to buy.
Sure.
There's a couple more I've seen come on for sale this week, local to the area.
Got it.
So,
Well, it's a great community. My brother lives just down on Roland Road, and it's when I come out here, I'm struck with how peaceful, how quiet it is, and I really enjoy that. I'm a go-go kind of guy, and the peace is a pretty soothing thing. So we appreciate it.
I have never met anybody that didn't come out here and just felt at ease.
Yep.
I mean, that's one of the major things about coming out to a community like this and living in a community like this, is the relaxed atmosphere. It's a bit slower.
Yep.
You know, the pace is slower. And it's just, you can walk around at any time you want and not be worried about anything, pretty much.
Yep.
You know. Plus, we have this beautiful trail that comes through here now that I've seen a lot more people using, which I'm happy to see.
Exactly. Well, we appreciate your leadership. We appreciate you taking some time from your day to sit and talk with us about the village of Leonard. And we'll look forward to seeing you a couple of weeks with some ice cream and strawberries on your mustache, right?
I'll be here.
All right, all right. So, Bill, thank you again,
Thank
my
you,
friend.
Chuck.
Then for Bill, this is Chuck saying, come on out to Leonard. It's a great community. You have a good day.
You'll have a great day out here.
You will. All right, go. Good day, Chuck Cameron here with Chief Jerry Morawski. Jerry, thank you so much for seeing us this morning. Thank you for letting us into your Addison Fire Department.
Thanks for coming on in. I appreciate it. I always like to see you guys. It's great.
We appreciate what you all do. A couple of things, and then we'll get out of your way so you can go about doing your business. Number one, we understand that there's good news. There's a new fire hall out here in Addison Township. Tell us about the project. Tell us about where it stands and how do you feel about it?
Okay. Well, Station 2 was actually built in 1987. A pole barn construction. We've needed some repairs in there. It was just time, and it kind of one thing led to another. And like, well, let's just remodel it. And so we're remodeling it to fit the needs of the fire department today, back in since '87, right? So unfortunately, it's a little bit of money, but we've saved for it. So no new tax dollars. I'll have to say that we've saved for it, and then we borrowed a little from the township. We'll have to pay them back over years out of the capital budget, but the project is going well. We should have a completion date about September, maybe October, so we can get our stuff back in there. It's been a little hairy moving trucks and getting room for the guys to work in there in construction, but they're doing a really good job. Rewald is the contractor, and Partners and Architect was the architect. So doing a really good job. I'm pleased, and things are moving along really well.
Excellent. So where is the station?
Station 2 is in Lakeville, right by the township. And that building is actually, the township was remodeled several years ago, and we kind of wanted to make it look like a complex, right? So we kind of made sure the exterior matched the township to have a complex kind of a look to it, right? So the building will look more like it's supposed to be there now, and not not a 40-some-year-old building. So
like it fits. I just passed by the Addison Township complex, and it looked good.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I have to say that the little park we have there is a lot of people there now, and what a great accomplishment the township board did by having that in there, the pickleball courts and the volleyball courts, and people are really using it. It's really nice to see that activity in our town.
It's nice to have some place where people can go and play that doesn't require a boat.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's what the big thing here in Addison is, the lake, right? It's a beautiful lake. It's a big lake, and a lot of activity out there too. So yeah.
Second question, Strawberry Festival. We've enjoyed covering it. We've enjoyed attending it years and years. Tell me two things. What's the plan? And I understand that there may be the end of the Strawberry Festival. Give us a little update, if you would.
Yeah, so the Strawberry Festival is July 18th, so come out and enjoy that. We're celebrating our 75 years in the fire service. That's for our department here in Addison, I should say. It's always been a really good thing, the Strawberry Festival. It's really supported, the strawberries and stuff were what bought the first fire truck, right? The funds from that. So over the years, the Strawberry Festival Committee has taken over, and they've moved forward. But unfortunately, this is the last year because the Strawberry Festival Committee cannot get enough volunteers. So if you really want the Strawberry Festival, please come out and everybody wants it to go, but nobody wants to help. So that's our problem.
So it's a great festival, but unless people stand up and say, I will help, they're depending on other people, and there aren't enough of those other people left anymore.
Yeah, they have 4 or 5 people right now, and it's nowhere near enough. They need 14, 15 people, if not more, to do that. And many hands make light work, correct? So that's the issue, is there's 4 or 5 people trying to do all the work, and there's a lot going on. We've taken on a little bit this year just to hopefully make it successful, being the last year. We're helping out with the parade and getting more interest with that this year. So we're hoping it'll be a really good time, and come on and enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, maybe if there's a year that it doesn't happen, people will go, oh, we got to get this back on the track and volunteer.
Yeah, hopefully that's it. It just needs people, and we're more than willing. We're willing to do our share of serving the ice cream and the strawberry sundaes, I should say, and partaking in the festival our end. But yeah, it just needs some help.
And this band's team makes a seriously good strawberry sundae. I'll say that.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
One thing last. Summer safety. It's a wonderful time to be outside. There's very little snow anymore other than the cottonwoods. What's your counsel for the community as far as how to stay safe in the summertime?
Really just dressing appropriately in the heat. Like today, it's going to be 85 or 87, actually, I think. That's why I'm wearing t-shirts today, right? It's too hot. We try to keep cool. That's really the best thing to do is just watch it and make sure that you're not in the sun too long and take some breaks and cool down, get in air conditioning if you can. And if not, go shopping or something. If you don't have some air conditioning, go and cool down at a mall or something to walk around, right? I guess those days of walking around the mall are kind of done, but we grew up doing that. So just enjoy the air, the air conditioning maybe, and make sure you stay cool and hydrated for sure.
Are there many fires that happen? It's a lot of rural land out here. Are there fires that happen in the summertime out in the fields and forests and such?
Well, this time of year right now, we're kind of fortunate because it's so green that the green vegetation doesn't burn as easy, right? So this time of year, we're usually good. April, early spring, late fall, when everything starts drying, the leaves come down. That's our concern. Up north, it's a little different. That's a whole different ball game. But down here in our area, early spring, fall is our time that we have to really watch it. And make sure you fill out a burn permit online. There's no cost. Just let you know, do the do's and don't do the do nots on the burn permit and burn safely.
Where would they get the information on that burn permit? On what online site?
Our website. The Addison Township Fire Department website. There's all the information there. We try to keep it updated. And we also have our recruiting and retention officer puts out a lot of little tidbits on Facebook. So if you want to follow us there, we do that as well. And he'll give you some information, good information there.
So check out the fire department's Facebook page and the website.
Yes, correct. Yep. Perfect.
Anything else we need to talk about before we let you get back to work?
No, I think that's it. Just everybody be safe. Watch your driving, and fireworks are coming up, and we're allowed to have fireworks now. So just be careful with those and make sure you plan and do them safely.
Excellent. Chief, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's always good to see you again.
You guys take care. Thanks for showing up.
Yep. Love the place. Love your big old flag too. Let's go America. From Chief Morawski, this is Chuck Cameron saying we hope you have a good, safe summer. Hey, we're here in downtown Leonard. It's a wonderful place to be. The humidifier is working.
Yes.
And I'm with Brandy Schmidt, right?
Yes.
And Brandy, thanks for taking a minute or two to sit and talk with us about what's going on in Leonard. I hear rumor that there's a strawberry festival coming.
Oh, yes.
Is there any truth to that?
Yes, there's a strawberry festival. Not just a strawberry festival, the strawberry festival.
Well, talk to me about Strawberry Festival.
So, quick background.
Yep.
It started for our fire department. The Addison Township Fire Department used to be right here in Leonard when we were just so small before I was around. And they needed help raising money because it was such smaller community back then, 73 years ago. And they raised money by selling strawberry sundaes to get money for their fire engine, for the insurance on the engine.
I got it.
So that's how it started. So it's really always been about them. But it became less of a fundraiser and more of a coming together of the community over the last 73 years.
Well, if you're in a rural community,
Yeah.
there's got to have it's good to have a reason to come to town and bring everybody to town as well.
It is, and we love it for that. It's every time I talk to somebody, it's been part of their cherished history, even if they're not still living here. It's a memory that they've enjoyed sharing.
Sure.
So yeah.
So what all happens at this cool festival? What's going to happen, and when are the dates? And I presume it's going to happen right about out here, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And what activities are are people who come going to be able to enjoy?
So some of our longtime honored things, like our strawberry sundaes, put on by the fire department, they'll be served right here where we're sitting. They go and they open this old garage and they make the sundaes, and they're all made with local ingredients. They get the ice cream from a local dairy farm. It's just really, really great. So they'll do that. We have a parade midday, and then I'm giving you a short version. I'll give you a few more details here in a minute. And then we have a kids zone prior to the parade. So in the morning, we have a big kids area with some inflatables and some animals and a clown. So that's always really fun. And we haven't had it the last few years, but we were able to get one again this year's, a little train ride for the kids. You know, one of those little driving carts. So that'll be back for this year. And then in the evening, when all the big kids like to come out and play, and the littler kids go to bed for the night, we have the bands. The bands come out. And always good food. Some food trucks will be here, and we have a great little local market that has some beverages and food you can buy from there.
What kind of bands, what kind of music?
So there's a little bit of something for everyone. It's of all different genres. So JD&B, they're a local band. They play sometimes at Gravel Capital. They'll be, one of their members moved out of the state, and he's coming back for the Strawberry Festival.
That's loyalty.
Yeah, oh it is. And another local band lives right in the area, so I love that we really try to keep so much local, and people you know and faces you'll see around. Three-quarter time band, and they play sometimes at the Dryden Bar. I'm sure they play other places. Another festival, but we're going to focus on the Strawberry Festival. They're going to be here.
This is the Strawberry Festival.
This is the Strawberry Festival they'll be at this year. But great bands,
Lots of fun.
It is very fun.
So how does something like this continue to last for 70 some years? That's a lot of energy to keep going, and who all does all the work?
So it's 100% volunteers, unpaid.
I see.
And our fire departments themselves, who also at one time relied on volunteers.
Right. Yeah.
So we have to share. That has dwindled, both for them and for us.
Sure.
So as the community stopped volunteering, it has been much more of a struggle. And so I do want to lead in. Can I lead in here?
Please.
We still need a lot of volunteers. We are down to 4 board members.
That's a low number.
It's very low. Our minimum is supposed to be 10. So we are 6 below our minimum, and we were not going to have this year. Last year was going to be the last, but it's really exciting that it was 75 years of the fire department. Yeah. So we did not want to let this go by the wayside for their 75th year. So in honor of that, they have stepped up to do a lot more of the work, more than normal. So they are helping to make sure this year could happen, but we are still in dire situation for help. We need at least, this is the minimum we could ask for, 10 more people to come and make themselves known and reach out to us to help.
What would people be able to do, be willing to do, be asked to do? If they were saying, well, I could do a little something.
Yeah.
You don't need brain surgery, right?
Yeah, no. We only want people to have to give a couple hours of their time to not burn them out. But when we don't get enough people, we burn out our volunteers because they end up being here all day. So for my board members, the 4 of us left, we will be here 10 hours the night before, 14 to 16 hours the day of, and 4 to 5 hours the next morning because we don't have help. That's a lot to ask for people to do.
That's a huge amount.
It is. So for a volunteer, we just want them to give 2 hours. We want them to help show up the night before to help just put some tents up, a little bit of decorating that happens. The day of, we want them to help watch certain events or even just be information or parking support. So help people park, know where to go, help people know what's happening where, or sell t-shirts at our booth or information desk. I do think we have that one covered. But little things like that should be enjoyable when it's just for a few hours.
So they could come and they could spend 2, 3, 4 hours doing some work that isn't sounding real labor intensive, and then they could wander around for the rest of the day having fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we want you to do. Yeah.
All right. So you're saying to me, get out here, raise your hand. How would, if somebody was overwhelmed with guilt, because you did a fine job of that, by the way. It was subtle, but it was clear.
Yeah.
If somebody said, oh man, I got to help, how would they help? How do they?
So we, on our Facebook page, we have a sign up link. Yes. We also have a website. If you're not a Facebook user, we have, I got to make sure I'm saying it right. I believe it's the LeonardStrawberryFestival.com. We changed it to be a little more direct a few years back. And on there's a link to volunteer. And we say specifically what we're still looking for help with. So as they sign up and those slots get filled, we kind of take them off the list so you'll know. And then we contact you. So the volunteer meeting, we have a volunteer meeting, is the Friday before the festival starts. So if you're on the list, we reach out and we say, hey, can you show up Friday just to talk about what you'll be doing? And then we hope to see you back the next day and ready to go for whatever you've signed.
And the dates for that Friday and the Saturday, what are the dates?
So it's July 18th is the setup Friday, and then July 19th is the festival. So it's just a one-day festival. We have one chance to make it right.
So people have one chance to basically just make the whole rest of their life worthwhile. Yes?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's extreme, but you won't forget it.
Yes.
You won't forget it. It'll be a lifetime memory. Yeah.
So basically, you hear that a lot of good people are doing a lot of work to do something fun for the community and really need some support. So this is a really good way to say, I can spend a few hours, I'll put my phone away and spend some time helping our community. Where do people come from around here? Are these people just all Leonard people? Do you allow non-Leonards?
Oh, people from
here?
everywhere. We've had people come down, and this is one of the other events we haven't talked about. We've had people come from Canada just to join our derby.
Cool.
Our beard and mustache contest. So if you know anyone with a really great, fun beard or mustache, we've had some really fun Santa Clauses join that mustache contest. We've had some really great waxed, curled mustaches. Really a good. You don't even need to pre-sign up for that one. You can just come and we'll call you to the stage. The Derby is a special one though. We didn't have it last year because we did not have support. Again, struggling with getting the hands that we need. So it will go on this year. We've had someone to specifically hold that event. So we do need more.
Tell me about the Derby.
We need more participants now.
What's the Derby?
The Derby is a soapbox derby. You can buy a kit at like a Home Depot or a Lowe's.
Yeah.
And you can make some modifications. There are some rules, and I won't spend too long because I don't want to get the rules wrong, but there's some safety precautions, obviously, that we
No jet
check.
engines?
Nope. It's just a gravity-powered, I know, right? It's a gravity-powered ride.
And the hills
down
right
the hill. Yeah, we go over there, and there's a little ramp to get them a little extra to go. We put hay bales all over for them to stop and bump into safely, but they do need to have helmets, and we recommend beyond that. So it's all in our sign up, which again can be found on our website or our Facebook page. But we got the volunteers for that specific event. They wanted that event to happen. So now we need the participants. So we hope we get a few more to enroll and make it a really fun to watch event. Excellent. Yeah, and we had a lot of people say, we never saw that. I didn't know that ever happened because it starts right away. It was earlier in the day. So we moved it back a little because it might be the last here. So we wanted to make sure people had time to come and see it after all the kids' stuff ended and after the parade goes by. So it'll be a little bit later this year, but there's a reason for that. We want everyone to catch it this time around.
Because it's so cool.
It is really cool.
It's so cool.
It is cool.
Well, Brandy, I thank you for your time. You gave us a very clear idea of all the reasons people should come, should volunteer, and maybe should bring a friend. Are they allowed to bring friends and neighbors?
Oh, yeah, please do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, parents, grandparents.
Really?
All, yes,
Wow,
everyone. Friends, they can be from any state, any county. We do not.
Can you bring people you don't really like very much?
Why not? It's good. You should.
Maybe they'll soften them up.
Yeah. Love thy neighbor, even if they're cranky.
Even if they're cranky. All right. Well, you heard it first. We have a great town here in Leonard, a little tiny town, but a really cool town, and a good event.
Yes.
Strawberry Festival, right?
Yes.
The Strawberry Festival.
Strawberry Festival.
All right, so you all come down. Be in Leonard. What are the dates again?
July 19th is the event, but if you'd like to volunteer, please, July 18th. We prefer you sign up, but if you show up the 18th, we will put you to work.
Excellent.
Yes.
So, of course, you will be here the 18th.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm excited. All right.
Good.
All right.
I know we'll see you. You always come.
Well, for Brandy, we thank you. We hope you have a very good day. And until next time, stay tuned to OC TV. Bye-bye.